somewhere that's like a stage reading of
Little Dicky
of The Wizard of Oz, and it's got Jewel as Dorothy, and Dave from the Dave Matthews Band is the Scarecrow, and then
that's so random.
It all ties together.
And what's his face? The guy from the Birdcage is the Cowardly Lion.
Which one?
Oh fuck!
The one who was also in Mousetrap.
Yeah, I'm blanking on his
name. Oh, David Lane. No, that's not
Nathan Lane.
Nathan Lane is the Cowardly Lion.
I like that guy.
Okay, I wasn't sure.
Who played the Tin Woodsman? Hold on, that's the. I'd have no picture in my face.
It's called the Tin Woodsman. What?
That's wrong. The Tin Man.
Woodsman.
Tin Man.
Tin Man.
No,
it's just the Tin Man.
It's the Tin Woodsman.
I went to high school with Tim Woodsman.
He's really good at golf.
Who was the rest of the cast of this? Because this was on VHS we used to watch all the time.
You used to watch the stage reading of The Wizard of Oz?
Yes.
All the time?
Is this the strangest thing that Julia said? I just
watched
like
3 episodes of Dragon Ball Z over and over again.
We used to watch that, and we used to watch a VHS copy of Charlie and the Chocolate Factory that had Spanish subtitles on it.
Ooh.
Like
but
the
that,
VHS came with that.
Everybody has that. I remember we had one VHS growing up that my parents had like taped off of TV, and it had the live action Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie on it, Milo and Otis, and The Princess Bride. And so I just watched like those 3 movies. Yeah, but they had like Stouffer's commercials in between like each of them.
Our Ferngully one was like that.
Yeah.
I put on YouTube videos where it's like 2 hours of like cartoons ripped from like Saturday morning cartoons ripped from the 90s, including all of the commercials, and I'll put it on in the background.
The commercials,
see some intriguing stuff.
Woo!
Yeah.
It's very strange watching that now.
Yeah.
90s commercials.
I saw TikTok.
I watched most of those in Spanish.
Where the Kraft mac and cheese dinosaur? You guys remember the Kraft mac and cheese dinosaur?
Yeah.
When was the last time you saw that guy?
The dinosaur
Kraft
guy?
mac and cheese dinosaur?
Didn't he die?
I don't know, man.
All
his body didn't show up. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Jesus.
He's hibernating.
Waiting for the turn. I think he OD'd on like cheese.
And then Chester was like, "That's dangerously cheesy."
Yeah. That's what he
I always told him that was dangerously cheesy.
Yeah.
Puts his sunglasses back on.
It's a little too into that liquid gold, you know?
Wizard of Oz.
Liquid gold.
Who played the fucking...
I thought it was like he was going to snort it like Cheeto dust, but is it liquid gold? Like, is he injecting it between his toes?
I think it was liquid, if I remember correctly. It was pretty, I mean, I guess this would fall on the goop scale. We'd have to decide whether it qualifies.
No.
What?
I feel like Julia, you can really be like an expert on this. The goop
I'm sorry.
Are you
scale.
trying to qualify in the goop scale?
I guess Raph's the expert.
Yes, they are.
Goop scale.
Yeah.
Well, did you guys
What is
do you ever do it where you're like mixing it in and you still have like chunks of like the dried
That's
Cheeto,
not
not
good.
Cheeto, like the cheese bits?
Yeah.
Oh, like the powder didn't dissolve all the way?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not goop. I don't know what I would qualify.
That's not goop.
Wait, when we were playing Call of Cthulhu with Alex, we decided that there are certain liquids that are suspended in solids, and I think I would qualify that as a liquid suspended in a solid.
What is that, like a gusher?
Actually, the opposite. Solid suspended in a liquid.
Where would you qualify
It's like
that?
the true form is either solid, neither solid nor liquid. It's just this mix where it's like it's neither combined but also combined. What was the other example
Like
we
plasma?
had for that?
Where are you,
Like plasma, but not as cool.
Raph, where are you
Lame.
classifying that liquid that they use for like the step below waterboarding?
What? What?
What liquid is that?
What?
The liquid you can breathe that they that messes with your brain, and they use it in a similar torture toward like waterboarding. Where are we putting that?
I think you made this up.
I did
Talking
not.
about gushers?
I did
I'm
not.
pretty sure she did not.
Gushers?
No. I
talking
did
about
no such
Capri
thing.
Sun?
I'm talking about fluorocarbon.
Oh, okay.
Did you ever have it where you like stick the straw like through the Capri Sun and then through your hand and you're like, ah, shit, I got a bunch of blood in my Capri Sun.
No.
Well, actually, you ever have it where like you stick
just
all the way
slurp
through
it.
so you can't even drink it? It's like a
You
perfect
can't
hole
drink
between
it, dude.
those.
Oh my god, that's
Perfect
the worst.
hole.
Yeah,
The perfect hole.
the
What's the name of
perfect
the
hole. That's the name of the
episode?
episode.
Change it, Will. Change
Hey,
it.
everybody. I don't name the episodes, Rafi. You do.
No, but you have it on Twitch. I have couples brunch and champagne mimosas, or parentheses the perfect hole.
I see.
Kind of like
Okay.
Birdman parentheses whatever the other title was.
Yeah, I didn't see that movie.
It's a good movie. Actually, I really like
It's a solid movie.
Julie, did you find out who played the Tin Woodsman so we can move on?
Oh yeah.
No, were we actually? Did we want to know?
Of
I don't know. I thought you were
course.
looking it up. You started
Yeah.
a rant. I expect you to finish.
I did. I got distracted.
Finish what you've started.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
You
just
gotta
had
give the
it and
people
I
what they
closed
want.
Give the people what they want.
it. Roger Daltrey.
Okay. Oh,
Now
from
we
the
know.
band.
Wow.
Are you
Like
from
it.
Daughtry? Like the
Yeah,
No.
band
band
Daughtry.
No,
Is that
from the
is that how it's pronounced?
from the Who.
That's right.
Yeah, who?
Oh,
The Who. Yeah.
thank you.
Yeah, who
Lead
was he?
Wow. Whew.
The lead singer from the band The Who was the Tin Woodsman.
That's what
Roger
I'm
Daltrey's
asking,
on
Julie.
first.
I'm
Wow.
asking you
Woo,
who
my
he
brain was going
is.
in all different directions.
Who's on second?
I know where you live, and you don't know where I live.
Don't
So
brandish a knife on Twitch.
it's not a knife. It's not a blade
Okay,
because I
all right.
can't have a gravity knife in the state of Delaware.
That's right. You can't.
I can't. It's illegal.
That's what we've told you, and we're sticking to it. So hi, hello, everybody. We're in a good spot tonight. I'm in a good spot tonight. I'm not tired.
Yeah.
Not tired at all. Hey, hi. We're live from the apocalypse. If you've never caught us before, we are a not-for-profit TTRPG studio that makes actual play content like streams and podcasts to raise money for nonprofits, aid organizations, and other good things like that. And as an example, we are currently raising money for the Rainbow Railroad, not the other thing that I almost said. Rainbow Railroad, which is a fantastic nonprofit that is constantly working to take queer people from places where they may not be safe, whether that be a country or a state or just a location, and get them somewhere where they can be safe. And right now, unfortunately, this is a very prescient issue. And so if you like what you see here, we just ask that instead of doing the normal Twitch things you might do to show your appreciation and to support us, like subscribing or giving us bits or any of the normal fake money Twitch stuff, don't do that because they'll just take most of it. And instead, you can just give it directly to Rainbow Railroad. The subscribe button, you may notice, is not there. Instead, there is a donate button, and you can just click that and give your money, your $5, your $6, whatever you can spare. There is no expectation, directly to Rainbow Railroad instead of giving it to us, because we won't do anything cool with it. We just play these games on the internet, which is very cheap. But Rainbow Railroad will do a lot of very good and important things with your money. So if you want to, if you have the means to, please give them your money, not us. That being said, we cannot turn off the subscription feature. If you really, really want to subscribe, especially if you have an Amazon Prime sub included in your Prime subscription, you can feel free to toss that our way. It doesn't cost you anything extra. Occasionally, Twitch pays us out whatever, like, meager pennies they think we have earned by creating hours of entertaining and free content on their website. And when they do that, we put it back into the channel. It goes to supporting stuff. Mostly it goes to supporting artists, paying for character art, dope character art for future games. And I think that's most of the stuff. Oh yeah, if you donate, the Macro Brothers will yell at us. They'll interrupt whatever's going on and probably distract me. If you subscribe, just be aware that beloved Dimension 20 Dungeon Master Brennan Lee Mulligan will kill a dog. He will murder one dog for every month you've been subscribed to this channel. It's been a quiet couple of days, I will say. Although I can see over here in my activity feed that JD murdered 17 dogs 4 days ago.
You're welcome.
Not to name names, but
JD.
that did
Yep.
happen.
That did
Watch out
happen.
in 6
Did
days.
happen.
I'm not sorry.
Oh no. So you can do that if you want to. You don't have to. And I think that's the stuff. There's channel points, there's emotes and GIFs and all the normal stuff that can be fun. But this is Class Reunion. This is a game that we've been playing for a while now, over a year, about a group of high school students from Ohio who've been trapped in a fantasy world for 10 years, separated from each other. And they have fairly recently been reunited. They've gone on quite a few adventures since then, including a few that have brought them to where they are presently, which is the capital city of the Kingdom of Aloran, known as Calderon. And Calderon had a rough night. There were a large group of people not in their right minds sort of took over the city. Wasn't a riot, because the city has seen riots before. This was something else. It was very dark, and these people, as is previously stated, were not in their right mind. Many of them were crazed and rambling and violent and dangerous, and the city caught fire. And in some cases, as people were brought down to the ground, as they were laid low, they transformed. Smaller creatures crawled out of their chest cavities, or their musculature ripped its way out of their skin, and they turned into large, hulking monsters. And that is what our heroes, our O heroes, dealt with the night before. However, that is not where we begin our story. Or rather, we don't begin our story with them. Where our story begins is inside of Calderon Keep. Get this right. It is nighttime over Calderon. It will eventually come to be known as the longest night, though it has not been dubbed this yet. And where we begin is within the council chambers of Calderon Keep. It is a large room, mostly taken up by a table, a sort of a half-circle table with chairs set all the way around it, and very large windows that look out from the keep over the city of Calderon, which is burning. There's smoke rising into the sky, fires casting light and shadows. And within the council chambers, a group of men stand, looking out from the windows. They are by and large dressed very wealthy. They have a great deal of money, it is clear. The garb is rich. They look well fed and very healthy. And they say almost nothing, but the silence is heavy. There is fear in the air. As they look out across the city, one of them speaks up and says, I am not certain what is going on out there, but we can't stay here. We have to do something. Another one speaks up, clearly to argue, and says, and what is it exactly that you think we can do? At this point, all we can do is trust the lamplighters to do their jobs. The first man seems to have no retort to that, but his hands ball up at his sides. He's younger than a lot of the other counselors. He is clearly frustrated, this plan. And the man who spoke to him somewhat sharply was very much his opposite, very much old in the twilight of his life. Long, gray beard, wizened features. He looks around at everybody gathered there and says, we will not accomplish anything by sacrificing ourselves. The best thing we can do for this city is survive. Everybody looks unsure at his words. And he, with an exasperated huff, looks over his shoulder and says, isn't that right, Maldus? All eyes turn to look over his shoulder. At the next window over, maybe about 10 feet away from where the rest of them are gathered, sort of the central pane looking out, but in front of the secondary one, there is a ghostly apparition of a man who was tall and powerful, with a sword, a tangible sword still, slung over his shoulder. Somewhat transparent, has a little bit of a sickly cast to him. He's staring out across the city. Says nothing. His arms are crossed. And the counselor with the big gray beard, his eyebrows furrow in confusion, takes a few steps towards him, says, Maldus, what is it? Maldus Calderspur, head of the council, turns to meet his gaze. As he does so, his features, ghostly as they are, start to change. In death, as one of the quiet, Maldus Calderspur looked much the same way he did in life. And in death, as one of the quiet, he maintained that appearance. But now, as he turns to look, his cheeks go hollow. His eye sockets become deeper. His lips pull back from his teeth. He opens his mouth. No words come out except for a rasping breath. He raises one hand and puts it through the councilman's chest. The man tries to scream. His mouth opens, but no noise comes out. Just a silent scream. And with a rattling, dying breath, he falls to the ground. The rest of the council members scream, loud enough for him. And we pull back out of that chamber. Out the front door of Calderon Keep, over the city itself as it burns in the darkness. Time speeds up. The moon disappears behind clouds and then sets as the sun rises over the city once more. And things are quiet. The fires have been extinguished. The smoke has dissipated. The cries of panic and pain are gone. And unaware of what transpired, we find our heroes in the dining hall of Calderon Keep, ready to enjoy just a nice little brunch.
Why don't I believe you?
I don't know. That's on you. So,
is Ryan with us, since this is a couple's
Better not
brunch?
be.
And Wayne just woke up from his nap. Is Ryan here
Wayne's
for
too
couple's
good for
brunch?
him.
I don't think Ryan came to brunch.
Good.
Yeah.
I guess it's not couple's brunch.
Ryan's not a big daytime guy these days.
I mean, that's valid.
Torment him about it anyway. He's got options.
No, that's good. People don't want to see his face too much. It'll make
Too
you
beautiful.
Puke. It'll make you puke, I said.
So, as you have sat down to dine, probably in somewhat somber silence, the doors to the dining hall were thrown open. Stepping in through the door was Other Hunter. Very, very pale, still not recovered, though color is starting to come back to their cheeks. And their right arm is wrapped up in a bandage still. And right on Other Hunter's heels, you see Wayne Hovacek. +1 silver arm.
I'm gonna jump up and give hugs.
Mhm.
Gonna hug him.
Oh, yeah.
He waves, and then as he's waving, his hand turns into like a giant metallic foam finger. Hey guys! And he gives a bunch of hugs.
Yeah.
How'd you sleep? Are you in pain? Did they give you anything?
Wayne turns his hand into just the same kind of big foam finger, but it's his thumb, and he's like, this guy slept great. Changes it again, it's a big finger. He's like, I feel great. You see this shit? This shit's awesome. And it keeps just rapidly changing. It turns into just a collection of 5 spoons. It's like a Swiss Army knife of fingers.
I love that.
Other
Incredible.
Hunter has kind of moved to the side since you all are kind of swarming. Wayne doesn't want to, interject or detract from any of that.
I mean, Hunter would go over to Other Hunter once they had hugged Wayne.
Are you saying anything?
They just study Other Hunter for a moment and then say, it's good to see you up again.
It's good to be up again.
Max
How-
is hugging Wayne tightly, trying to crush the arm a little bit, almost subconsciously.
That is uncalled for.
Wayne is hugging back harder than you would think. He seems to have buffed up a bit in his sleep. The arm is like
the harder Wayne hugs, the harder Max hugs back.
After like 10, 15 seconds of this, Kelly's gonna turn to the hunters and be like, all right, coffee's getting cold. These fuckos.
And yeah, you all take your places around the table. You got Kelly, Hunter, and other Hunter, Max, Wayne. You're all there.
Max is going to sit far away from other Hunter, though.
Okay.
Does that mean Max is sitting far away from Hunter because Hunter is sitting close to other Hunter?
How big is the table?
You can just sit across the table. You don't have to sit next to them. You can sit across. Which actually I think Kelly would encourage because she thinks it's weird when couples sit next to each other.
Not a couple.
Kelly does not want to hear any of this shit.
Max will sit next to Wayne, far from other Hunter, across from Hunter.
Says Max is only sitting. He's sitting on like the right hand side where Wayne has his new arm, and it just like Wayne kind of just lets it like buff up a bit, like it gains a bunch of mass. What's going on with you there, Max? You're looking small. Is the thing you're looking like?
I'm not
like
small.
Look at. Do you want to break out like the tape measure and we'll just see, measure around the buys and just see,
We could, but you can't cheat.
Cheat? I don't know what you're talking about. Arm gets bigger.
Just like that. You can't do that.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Don't forget to measure your buys, everybody. Happy Pride.
Happy Pride.
Hey,
measure your buys.
Happy Pride.
You are all sitting there enjoying brunch with each other. And it's nice. Max and Wayne are joking around. Hunter.
What kind of sausage is there?
What kind do you want, man?
Not turkey.
Okay, it's not turkey.
Anything but turkey sausage.
Anything but turkey
Quail.
sausage. I mean, look, if you say so, turkey sausage does give you the best protein to fat ratio, but that's fine if you just want to eat regular sausage. That's fine.
Quail sausage.
That's probably why Wayne's bigger, honestly.
Where's the turkey sausage?
The point is that it's nice, and even Hunter, you even see other Hunter is sitting next to you and stiff, uncomfortable at first, not sure what to say, not sure what their place is in any of this. But as the conversation goes on, as you all are joking and sort of teasing with each other, they start to relax a little bit. You can feel it.
And Hunter doesn't comment on that because they know if anyone commented on that towards them, it would derail everything, but they do just look over and give them a smile.
They kind of duck their head and sort of return the smile. And then they sort of reach out for a plate of food. And they start eating. And they kind of chuckle to themselves, and when you look their way, they say, feels like maybe someone should say something.
And Hunter looks panicked at the thought and says, like what?
I don't know. We survived. It feels like an occasion.
Yeah, I think it is an occasion. and they look like utterly panicked, but raise up their cup of coffee and say, well, we all lived, so let's celebrate couples brunch.
Kelly she's got the cup halfway up before she like registers all of it, and then she's like, all right, all right.
Wayne goes
Sure.
to couples brunch and then takes a whole orange and squeezes it into orange juice. Really pulpy, super pulpy.
That's got seeds in it and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
the rind.
Max raises his juice probably or whatever he's drinking, and just kind of like the couples brunch. Yeah, we're alive.
Max.
Oh no. Yeah.
Fuck.
Your drink turns to raven's blood.
Yeah.
You raise your cup.
Mm-hmm.
The rest of you
Pulpy orange juice.
see it slip from Max's fingers and tumble to the stone floor, shattering into a million pieces.
That's a party foul right there.
And
Shit.
Hunter, you notice Max is bleeding from his nose.
Hunter is just going to stand up, walk around the table, grab Max's arm, and try to drag him out as much as they can.
You try, and maybe you get a couple steps, but Max, you are unsteady on your feet. The room starts swimming.
Where are we going?
You get dizzy. You can't stand up anymore.
Sit him back down, Hunter. Sit him back down.
Before you
Hunter
can sit him back down,
Oh, fuck.
Max's eyes roll back into his head. He falls backwards. Mechanically, Max maintained a concentration spell while in a rage for 5 rounds, which means that Max had to make a Constitution saving throw when his rage ended, or take an equal number of levels of exhaustion.
How many?
Max has 5 levels of
5
exhaustion.
levels?
Oh boy, oh no.
Max, the room goes dark. And you fall back. You hear a small splash. You feel water under you, like you just fell backwards into a puddle. Where you are, it is dark. You can maybe see 10 feet around you. It's dim. Beyond that, you're not sure. You sit up. There is water under you. Dark water, unfathomably deep. But you're not falling into it. You're more just resting on it.
I think Max would like lick it, see what it is, figure out what it is. Like sniff and
It doesn't taste like anything.
Yeah, Justin, fucking grip it, baby. Slop that down, dude.
Thanks, Will's mom.
Dude, crack one for the big boy.
Thanks, Will's mom.
Thanks, Will's mom.
stick around.
I mean, you can for this one. She's going to bed.
Good night, Will's mom. Okay. I think he would get up and just start calling out, "Good night." Not that.
Would be very cute.
Good night, everyone. Yeah, just he stands up and he starts kind of looking around and rubbing his eyes, try to see if it's like when you're really just woke up from like a dream or something like that, and everything's kind of dark. I think he just starts calling out for anyone. Just hello, guys. Am I in the cave again? Am I with the huntsman? Was this Ryan?
Voice behind you says, "Not exactly." You turn.
I turn, yeah.
Find yourself face to face with Simon.
Oh man, William. Simon, what are you doing here? Where are we? How did you get me here? What happened? How did you escape?
I'm not here. Not really.
You're standing right in front of me.
These are your dreams. And haven't I always been the man of your dreams?
I think Max actually laughs at that. And just like he's gonna like lean over and like smack his arm and just be like, stop. You haven't changed much, have you?
Maybe not in some ways.
Mm-hmm. That's fair. I'm sorry. Even if this is a dream, I didn't get to apologize to you. I should have just believed you before. You're still my friend, and I should trust that you're a good person. I do. Could you tell the real Simon that?
I am the real Simon. I'm just not physically here. Neither of us is physically here. This is a waypoint between my mind and your mind. Your dreams and my dreams.
Huh. Why is it so dark then?
He'll take a step forward and he'll reach out to touch your face.
Okay.
He'll say, "Thank you for your apology.
Mm.
I know you didn't mean any of it. I know you didn't mean any of what you said before.
To be honest with you, I'm trying to be more honest. I don't know if I could say that I didn't mean it. I was nervous that maybe I had been wrong and that you had something to do with everything. I'm not gonna pretend to be this good, perfect person. I wronged you, and I feel sorry for that. And I'm sorry that I've hurt you. Are you still in the prison?
And would that be so wrong?
To be in the prison?
If I did have something to do with everything.
I mean, people died today. Innocent people. Lots
People
of
die every
innocent
day.
people. But not because of someone else's doing.
And you know they were innocent.
Isn't everyone? People make mistakes. Except Ryan. He's a piece of shit. You don't know him. Hopefully you'll never meet him. But
Isn't that the name you used to call out in your sleep?
That's now I know this is fake. Because that's not true.
Do you know how to tell if someone is innocent or not?
If I did, I don't think I would be human.
Surprisingly deep.
I can be deep.
It's their dreams. You only have to check their dreams. Bad people.
And do you have a way of doing that?
I'm here, aren't I? Bad people, Max, have nightmares. And what sand does is it brings people's dreams to the surface. The more nightmares, the more wrong they've done, the more it affects them. The pure, the morally clean have very little to fear from it.
That seems like it's flawed. Don't a lot of children have nightmares? You've never had a nightmare?
Oh, I've had plenty of nightmares. As I have children. Children are cruel. They hurt each other. Well, you remember.
Children are learning, as are a lot of us. I'm not going to say that no one is innocent of wrongdoing. I know I'm not. But that doesn't mean that they are deserving of what sand has done to them, or what has sand had did to them. It killed people. You weren't there. Demons just ripped out of people's bodies. It was bad. It was really, really bad.
Not demons. Children. His children. I'll tell you
Nightmares?
everything, Max. All you have to do is come with me.
Where?
Somewhere safe to start with. My work isn't done. But you'll help me with that.
Sick son of a.
Gonna kill that dog.
Oh my God, you're sick. He's the bad guy. You.
I'm all the bad guys.
Thanks, Bleak. Thanks for the sub.
Thank you.
Just come away with me.
Are you telling me that you were behind all this?
Not
That
alone.
you were.
It's not as simple as you think it is.
I think Max punches him. Just
You-
swings on him.
You swing on him, but he is not standing in front of you anymore. And your fist just passes through empty air. You take a step forward with the force as you kind of overextend yourself, and he says from behind you, "That's not going to work here."
You're a bastard. You hurt so many people. You killed so many people. You lied to me. You lied to Hunter. You lied to everyone. You tried to convince us that you were good. I believed you were good.
What did you try to do to me, Max?
What do you mean?
All those years ago.
Take you with me? You were staying with a bad group. Did you
You
stay?
left me.
That's fair. I did leave.
You left me alone.
I told you you could come with. I'm sorry for leaving you. I don't know what that has to do with you murdering people.
Everything that happened to me since then, every step on the path that brought me here, started with you.
I don't understand. Because you stayed because I left.
You could have stayed.
They were going to kill me, Simon.
I wouldn't have let them.
They
didn't
were an
trust me.
army. You were one person. And don't get me wrong, you're strong. We both are. But they would have taken me down and they would have taken you with me. That wasn't going to happen.
It's always an excuse, isn't it? It's never your fault.
I'm telling you that I'm sorry for leaving you and hurting you back then. But that doesn't mean that you needed to turn to murder. And if it did, I'm here now. Turn back. How about you come with me? The keep is great. Everyone here is awesome. You can meet everyone. They're some of the best people.
They are a distraction. that I can't afford if I'm going to save everyone.
Save everyone by killing them?
The Danan had returned, Max.
Oh, I'm well aware of that.
Is that your fault? Will you
know
accept
what?
responsibility for that?
It is. My existence brought them back. Not just mine, but I will take that, yeah.
And I'm offering you the chance to atone for that.
I still don't understand what you want me to do.
The only thing powerful enough to stop the Danan is the Dreamer.
That's not true. They were all stopped before. And it wasn't
By
with
one
no
of their
damn
own.
Dreamer. And we can do that again. I am one of their own. Simon,
Max,
don't make me fight you.
you've pledged yourself to them.
I haven't pledged. It's a means to an end. But I don't go around killing hundreds of innocent people.
Not yet. But
Not
what happens
ever.
when she tells you to?
I won't.
You think it's so simple?
Yeah, I think it is.
Because you've never lost control. Because there isn't something inside you that hungers for blood and violence and death. I can cleanse you. I can save you from her. And together we can save everyone from them. I just need you to trust me. He will hold one hand out.
Can you promise that no more people will die? Not by the sand or by the dreamer's hands. No more pretending to be the judgment bringer of innocence.
His hand is still sort of hanging there in the air between the two of you. He says, sacrifices will have to be made. But it's the only way. Max, what is the alternative? Lose more of yourself to her? To the beast inside you? Continue to settle for consolations when we both know what it is you really want?
What I want is to not hurt the people I love.
And who do you love? Who have you said it to? Do you love me?
One of my dearest friends, Simon. Of course, I love you.
Then help me. Let me help you.
Can I think about it? I promise to consider it. Tomorrow night, when we dream again, I can give you my answer.
Always keeping me waiting.
Gotta stay on brand. Keeps it interesting, though.
When you sleep next, I'll be there.
I'll have your answer.
Max. The world turns upside down, and you are standing on the opposite side of this water, looking down at Simon, who is looking up at you through this sort of slight distortion. And he fades, almost like he is sinking into the depths. And you are left in true darkness until you sit up with a start. I'll leave it up to you if you yell anything, as you do.
You. No.
Okay. From the floor, so what the rest of you saw was Max fall backwards very hard onto the stone floor of the dining hall. There are gasps. There are other people dining here. They sound, they're concerned and startled, as are you all, I'm sure. What are you doing?
Wayne stuck one finger up Max's nose,
Saw
used one point of lay on hands to stop the nosebleed.
Okay.
Then from there switched his arm into like a neti pot, blew like blood out through, got like a way more boogers than you would think than like a normal person would have in their nose. While he was at it, switched a finger over to like a nose hair trimmer, which is
Hey, thanks for that.
kind of just trying to make the most of the time.
Kelly's just
Might as
standing
well
there like
groom.
You know he's
Kelly's
not
just
going to do
trying
it
not to
himself.
gag.
That's true. Put me in
Edged
the
him up a
shower
little
quick.
bit, got his beard cleaned up a little bit.
Been a
Did you
while,
get out
thank
of here?
you.
This is really the best use of the time. Is his head bleeding from where he hit the ground?
His head doesn't appear to be bleeding, but Max has a pretty hard head.
That's true. Thick skull.
Hunter, what are you doing?
Hunter's just kneeling beside Max and holding his hand.
Hunter,
Yes.
as you kneel down while Wayne is doing everything that Wayne is doing, and you put your hand on Max's. Max, you sit up with a start. For the rest of you, it's maybe been a few minutes.
Are you okay?
I think once again, Max is just kind of like frantically looking around without like seeing anything in those like moments of haze. And looks over at where he thinks Hunter's voice is coming from. And
I mean, I think Hunter reaches over to cup their hand on your cheek to help guide your face towards them.
Exactly where Simon touched you.
God damn it. Yeah. Yeah. I'm fine. I knew turkey sausage was a bad idea.
Max, what happened?
I don't know. I got dizzy. And I guess I fell.
Can I
Head
insight
hurts.
check this?
You sure can.
Yes, I would like to do that as well.
Max, you can roll deception.
Wayne's
Can I roll
had a couple
intimidation?
concussions.
Yeah. Would you say, Max?
Can I roll intimidation?
No.
19. Insight.
Yikes. All right, deception. I do have guidance, so.
You
Thank
do
you,
have
Lucas.
guidance.
Yeah.
You do have guidance.
I'll go ahead and use that.
Save yourself, motherfucker.
I definitely won't get better than a 19, but I will get a 16.
Which
Wait.
is better than what Hunter got, because they
Wait.
got the 6.
16 plus 2, so 18. Damn.
18. Almost
six,
there.
okay.
Almost there. Everybody just sort of nods and accepts this. Kelly, you know Max is lying. You know Max is hiding something. The last time Max hid something from you all, he became a murder machine.
Yep.
And slaughtered a corpse golem.
When you got fucking big, my guy. I think Kelly's gonna file that away, but she's going to make eye contact with Max, and she's just gonna give him a look, like a "we're talking about this later" look.
Yeah, I think Max is like just kind of looking at everyone and smiles at Hunter, and then feels the eyes and just kind of like quick glance of like, look away. And just kind of gets up. I'm fine, really. I think I'm just, I don't know. Not enough food, too much food. I don't know.
I don't think too much food is how science works, but okay.
Probably not enough.
You can gorge yourself, but also
there you go.
Usually that doesn't come with bleeding through the nose, so maybe you should at least.
Was I bleeding?
Yeah.
You were, but your buddy over here took care of all of that.
Looking good there, bud. When he started up, Wayne was like edging up the bottom of his beard, so there's just like a big old patch missing. Looking good there, bud. Looking good. Never looked better.
Thanks. Honestly, I feel clean. What else can that arm do?
Well, you know, pulls a bowl of cereal off of the counter, turns his finger into like a spoon, but it's like one of those memorabilia spoons, so it's got your face on it.
Got mine? Incredible. Max is dying laughing.
That changes it to Ryan Beckinsale's. Changes it to
stops laughing immediately.
All right. Well,
that was a abrupt conversation change. We'll just pretend that there are things that you don't want to talk about.
All right. Well, if you're...
We'll leave you to your secrets there, bud.
What is it that Frodo says? Fine, have your secret.
Keep
All right,
your
then, keep your
secrets.
secrets.
All right. Well, then, how about you go get some fresh air?
Yeah, that might help.
I want to talk to Mirrodin about everything that happened yesterday. So
we should probably tell Maldus too.
Yeah,
Are
we
you
should probably
up to
check in
that
on
right
those
now?
guys.
You don't need to sit, air out, think about things.
Maybe.
I could go outside with you, Max.
Okay.
You go take some time, think about your decisions. Kelly just stands there.
Max is just squints at Kelly like, what do you know? How much did you see?
I know a liar when I see one.
Sweating a little bit.
I don't know what you did, but I know you did something, and that's good enough for Kelly.
All right, so it sounds like you're splitting up a little bit. It sounds like Max, you're going out to get some air.
Yeah.
Hunter's going with you. And does that mean Kelly and Wayne are going to look for Mirrodin / Maldus?
That's right. Buddy cop drama over here, ready to go do some investigating.
Yeah. As you all go to leave the dining hall and go your separate ways.
Oh wait, what are we doing with Hunter? I was gonna say, wait, what are we doing with Hunter?
Where's other Hunter?
If you want to ask other Hunter, you can, but other Hunter is just gonna leave the dining hall with the rest of you, and then it looks like gonna just like go do their own thing. Probably heading for the rooms.
Okay, he's going back upstairs. He's not heading out into the wilderness again.
They do not appear to be. No, I think they're just
For
going
the
back
stables.
to the dormitory.
Kelly will leave it then.
At least that's what it looks like.
If he's going back upstairs,
Yeah.
Kelly will let him go.
Hunter is going to stop other Hunter.
Okay.
And just say, do I need to be worried about you?
No. It's just been a lot, and I need to figure out what I'm doing next.
And you're not going to just leave again?
Not yet.
Okay.
Nods. And will turn to walk away from you. Turn to walk away from all of you. But as they do so, they are going to pause for 1 second as they walk past Max and say quietly, "You saw him, didn't you?" And then just keep walking.
Okay.
Will, could I make a perception roll to see if I would have heard that?
Sure.
That is a 30.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, you heard that.
Okay.
Yep.
Good to know.
Cool. So, so you're splitting up. I think maybe we love when the dice tell the story. I think we are. Let's strike while the iron is hot. Let's see what happens with Hunter and Max.
God,
it's Pride Month. We have to.
It is. It's Pride.
Pride Month.
Yeah.
Not for the champagne.
Step outside. You step out
yeah.
front onto the steps of Calderon Keep, where you have been many times.
Does it still smell like smoke?
It does, although it mostly now is smelling like, morning air.
Mm.
The smoke is definitely dissipating at this point.
Mm. It's a nice day. I think Kelly was right. I think I needed some fresh air.
You have no idea what happened to you there?
You are still feeling very weak, to be clear, Max. Your exhaustion is not gone.
No, I didn't think so. I don't understand what happened, but I'm not doing too good right now, which is
I mean, should we like get you to the medical bay or something?
no. I think I just need rest and time. The thing is, I have been foolish, silly, dumb. I don't know what the word would be. To think that I could continue being how I've been without consequence. When the last time we talked out here, you convinced me that I can be who I am and that it was a good thing. And I believe you. I did. I think who I am can be better, though. I think I can be better, not stronger, but not dangerous. I want to be different for you.
I just want you to be happy, Max.
There are moments where I am tricked into being happy. And it's moments like this. It's moments with you. But to be able to keep you and I'm not good with words. You know this. I'm not good at talking or explaining anything, apparently. I just want to be. I want to be. What I want is. I want to be able to stand by your side. And I want to do that without worrying about losing control.
I'm not afraid of that, Max. I've never been afraid of that. I've never been afraid of you.
I'm afraid of me. I'm afraid of what can happen when I lose myself to someone else. Not you. The Raven Queen. She gave me a lot of this. As far as I can tell, I think she may have given me all of this, all that I am, all of my power. And I'm not afraid that she'll take it away from me. Honestly, I'd rather she did. But I'm afraid that I've been stupid about thinking I could handle it and thinking that I could outsmart her, that I could use it to I could use it to be better, to be more powerful, to outsmart anyone who tried to do anything to hurt me or the people that I care about. And I'm nervous that I'm scared. It's so stupid. What if next time I lose myself, I hurt you or Wayne or Kelly or myself or anyone?
Then we'd find a way to bring you back, Max. But I mean, if you don't want this power, what do we need to do to help you?
I don't know. I don't know if you can. But I may have been given an opportunity to be able to change, to be able to be cured of this, to be able to be in control of myself completely. And then to be able to be with you.
What is this opportunity?
It's just I'm just getting help from a friend.
A friend who isn't me, Kelly, or Wayne.
I have other friends. I've been here for 10 years.
Yeah, there's Ryan.
I know other people, not Ryan.
From the shadows, Ryan is like, don't bring me into this.
Ryan, stop watching our fights.
Ryan was coming
into things.
Ryan was coming late to couples brunch because he's taken all the shadowy paths, and then he gets here and he's like, fuck.
He's bringing pastries and like fresh market goods. God damn it. Ryan.
Why won't you tell me, Max? Why is it so hard for you to talk to me?
It's hard to talk to you because you make me very nervous. And I can't, words don't come out of my mouth. And I sweat a lot more, which is something because I sweat, I feel like a lot. And honestly, sometimes it's hard to hear you over my heart. So it is very loud. So I'm sorry. I'm not trying to make you feel uncomfortable. Thank you for sticking around.
You don't make me uncomfortable, Max.
You make me uncomfortable.
You make me nervous.
Sorry, that came out wrong. I feel a little sick.
You're standing there across from each other, just looking into each other's eyes, having this conversation. I have an important question. Hunter,
Mm-hmm.
is speak with animals always active for you?
That's a good question. I do not know the answer to that.
At one point, I feel like it was the case.
Okay.
In this circumstance, we're just going to say that that is true. Because you hear in the silence, as you're just going to sort of kind of looking at each other, you hear, a rustle of wings. You've kind of gotten used to the ravens always being around. They have alighted on the crenellations over the entrance of Calderon Keep. And Hunter, you hear as they start to caw. Just out of time with each other, out of sync. Not all at once, but within the noises you hear a name. Simon. 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 Simon.
And Max, you see Hunter look up at the birds.
Always getting in the way. But I can get rid of them.
Max, what did my twin mean when they said that you saw him?
Trying to be more honest.
Then just be honest.
I don't know if I can tell you.
Why?
Because I think you'll try to stop me. But listen, Hunter, and I think Max like grabs their shoulders and says, listen, I won't, what I will say to you is that I won't be gone long. I might not even be gone at all. It's a little confusing. But I can be rid of this. I can be normal. And then I wouldn't have to be so nervous.
If you can't even tell me, then at what cost, Max? At what cost does all of this come?
I'm not sure. I haven't decided yet what's going to happen. But I need you to trust that whatever happens, whatever I decide, I'm doing this for you.
I don't know that I want that on me if you're not even sure what the cost is. If you can't even tell me because you're afraid I'll try to convince you not to do it, then that's not doing it for me because that's not what I want.
You don't understand.
Why are your birds saying his name, Max?
Can I use beast speech to hear what the ravens are saying.
Yeah. Yeah,
Cool.
you hear them saying Simon.
Okay. God damn it. Okay. Fine. Sit so I can sit because I'm going to maybe throw up a little bit. Or stand. I don't know. But sit would be good.
They'll sit.
Okay. I didn't want to tell you this. I don't want to share any of this. And honestly, the birds are going to have to go when I passed out. And also, do not tell anyone else. Don't tell this to Kelly or Wayne. Other Hunter, I don't know how much they know.
I can't lie, Max. I'm really bad at lying. Kelly's really good at getting information.
Don't look at Kelly. Just don't look her in the eye.
What? Okay, fine.
When I fell, I had a dream. It was just darkness, and then Simon was there, and we talked. And he said that there was a way to cure me of, and he kind of points at the ravens. We're supposed to stop them. How am I supposed to stop them if I'm actively her, I don't know, puppet? Acolyte's too big of a word. I don't know when she's going to use me. And if I can get that out, if I can get it out of me, then, you know, I'll still be strong. I can still, you know, kick their ass. And I won't have to worry about hurting you.
Okay, well, maybe let's start with, how is that something Simon knows how to do? I mean, what makes you trust that that can happen?
I don't know. He said he could. He said he knew how. And
you just believed him?
He is my friend, and I owe it to trust that there's good in him.
It just really concerns me, Max, that you're putting all of your trust in him when you won't tell the rest of us what's going on. That doesn't seem right. If this were something that was so good, why wouldn't you have brought all of us together to share this news, to share that this was something that could happen, that this was something you wanted?
Because it's fucking scary. It's scary. I don't know how this will go, and I don't know who I am without what she's given me. And I don't know if maybe this is a bad idea, but I don't know if staying in this form is a good idea either. Because she can use me whenever she wants. She has eyes on me at all times.
As you say that, the ravens fall silent. And in the silence that follows, you hear footsteps of someone ascending the steps to Calderon Keep. You look, and you see a familiar uniform. The uniform of a lamplighter. Lamplighters wear these like long, almost dustery coats. They have hoods on them for having to do work in the rain and bad weather. It's a sunny day in Calderon, but this person that you think at first is Alec McMorrow stops, looks up at you too, pulls the hood back. Not a face you recognize. Someone younger. Their hair is very short. It's cut very close to their head. They barely have, some stubble on their face. Their uniform does not bear the badge of a luminary. And they pause, say, "Begging your pardons. I didn't mean to interrupt."
Well, you are. Can I help you with something? Can I point you somewhere? Or can you just leave?
It's just... His voice is trembling. And he says, "I come bearing grave tidings." And that is where we're going to take a break.
No.
We'll be back in 10 minutes. Don't go away. Stick around.
Beverages are better for you anyway because your body doesn't have to like work overtime to accommodate either the hot or the cold.
But if they're bad for me, then why the cold drinks so yummy?
Because our bodies are always trying to destroy themselves.
Does your body have to work harder to get down cold drinks?
Yeah.
It's like the celery thing.
What's celery thing? What is that? What do those words mean?
The reason why celery is such a like popular like diet food and like really toxic diet culture is because it takes more energy for your body to digest celery than you gain from it.
I don't think that's true.
Which is why
I like celery very much.
I think that's like an urban legend.
That's why it's in nothing soup.
Isn't celery supposed to give you pheromones that make you like sexy?
I have never heard that one.
Really?
I just know that's why celery is like a key ingredient.
You're thinking of something else, Raph.
Me Instacarting a bunch of celery to the house.
60 pounds of celery.
69 pounds.
All right, let's see what Google says about these things. Celery energy to digest.
We got nothing better to do. Let's see what Google says about celery.
We're not on a cliffhanger.
Nah, everything's fine. Nobody's actually
What's up?
No, nothing.
Yeah.
No, I was just gonna say, it feels like you did like half of a pickup line.
Yeah.
You were like, "Doesn't eating celery make you sexy?"
Some foods have a negative calorie effect.
You must have ate a lot of celery this morning.
I must be on a diet because I'm having a hard time digesting your sexiness right now.
Wow.
So the act of eating 15 2-stock servings
Here's
of
my phone
celery
number.
would
Or here's
burn
my phone. Put your
20%
number
calories.
It's like you've heard of Riff Raff. Get ready for Riz Raff.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Listen, if you want me to be a truly romantic, you gotta just watch Monster Arts and just let him read the letters.
That's true.
That
Max
is
is
very
too
true.
deep into trauma, apparently.
All the time.
Study finally confirmed
Can't get out.
eating celery burns more calories than it contains.
Okay, what about
There
the
you go.
sexy stuff, though?
Yeah, what about the
Alright,
sexy stuff though? Google
look,
celery
but
sexy.
my grandmother's
Sexy celery.
my grandmother's toxic diet culture, nothing soup celery thing is true. Celery's
so tasty.
Well, I have bad news for you, Will, because when I type in celery SE, the first
Sexy
Google search is sex
celery.
benefits. So I think Raph might also be right.
Hey, I didn't deny the
telling
sexy
you.
thing. I just said it sounded like Raph was saying a pickup line.
Oh, it says that eating celery can increase
Natural
the
alternative to
pheromone
Viagra.
androsterone, which is a natural aphrodisiac found in male perspiration.
Let's go. That's what I'm saying. Eat some celery, sweat a little.
I'll say
Yeah.
I've been
Celery also contains chemicals that can help dilate blood vessels, which increases sex drive and enhance climax. So celery is both part of toxic diet culture and lives in
sex
that realm of like
positivity.
pineapple for sex food.
Yeah. Be good, be gay, eat celery.
Yeah.
Happy Pride, everyone.
Happy Pride.
Happy Pride.
Celery is such a dumb name when you could call it like boner fiber.
Boner fiber is good.
Yeah,
That's a good
it's a
one.
great name. All right, well, hey everybody. We're gonna get back into it. We're gonna get back into our game here.
No, thank you.
Yeah. When we left off, we were on the steps. We were on the steps of Calderon Keep. Figure in a lamplighter's coat had approached Max and Hunter, who were seated on the steps, having a conversation, and informed them that he bore grave tidings. And the camera's going to move past him and up into Calderon Keep, where we find Wayne and Kelly walking up the steps towards. Well, actually, where are you going?
I think I want to go back to Mirrodin's little room where we were before, where we talked, where he told us about Nuada and what sand was and all that stuff, to see if he like figured anything else out. Because last time we saw him, he was going to try to figure out like A, how the sand was getting here, and B, if there was like a cure to reverse it, which we don't necessarily need anymore, because it seems like everyone who is affected by it is either now dead from it, or they just kind of like woke up like Hunter did and we're okay. So we don't necessarily need a cure anymore. We need to know the other stuff.
As you are making your way in the direction of Mirrodin's sanctum, you pass by the curling staircase that leads up to the second floor, and most notably the council chambers. And from there, you hear raised voices, angry voices. Let me see here. Yeah, for sure. Kelly, your passive perception, you would be able to recognize one of those raised, angry voices as Mirrodin's.
Well, that's a fantastic sign. It's gonna just veer, just start towards there, pause, look at Wayne, and then point at his arm.
What?
Do you think he knows about that?
I don't know. Should we not let him know about it?
He's a little weird. Maybe we should not. Maybe we should find out what he's mad about before we tell him.
Sounds good. Let's listen in. We're like super secret agents, right? Let's do some agent shit. Wayne like leans himself up against the wall, turns his hand into a cup and puts it against the wall.
You move up towards the council chambers. You can sneak if you want. You can turn your hand into a cup and put it against the wall. But once you are up there on the same level, you can actually start to hear what is being said. And you recognize Mirrodin's voice. You don't recognize the other one. And you hear, the first thing you would hear is Mirrodin yelling something. And then the other voice responding. more calmly, but with a tremble to it, a tremble of fear, and say, it's not even our decision. It was his decision. We didn't even get a chance to vote. And you hear Mirden say, well, you are blind if you think this body, this city, won't fall apart without him. The other voice responds, what do you want us to do? All right? He killed 2 of us. What are we supposed to do? And you just hear silence from Mirden before he speaks again, and he sounds very tired, very exhausted. He says, I don't know.
Just gonna scoot up a little closer, see if I can look in.
I use disguise self to make me look like normal Wayne. No metal
Okay.
arm.
Both of you can roll stealth checks.
Is my stealth? Oh, my stealth. Jesus. If I fail this, it's a disappointment.
That is a natural 1.
Cool.
Gosh. It would have been 21 for Kelly, but I don't know how much that matters next to.
Yeah, probably not much. Wayne, you are very preoccupied disguising yourself. Are you using the brain spider to do this, by the way?
Yeah, Wayne thinks really hard until his brain gets itchy, and then is like overly stealthing, you know, like the dun 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 dun, and he doesn't realize that he's singing that.
Something about your new arm seems to be interfering with your Dreamweaver. You concentrate and you feel it starting to itch against your brain, which is normal, but the itching kind of continues and then grows like more frantic almost, and then like it's distracting enough that I think you kind of just walk straight into kind of like an end table that is like against the wall, and it doesn't fall over, but it like makes a rattling noise that's pretty loud.
Wayne scares himself and sneezes.
Kelly just standing in the shadows, just like, I cannot believe.
There's a long moment of silence.
Wayne turns around and goes.
There's a long beat of silence, and then the council door creaks open, and you just see the like craggy, grumpy face of Mirden Wilt looking out at you.
Oh, there you are.
Good morning.
You weren't in your office. Wanted to check in about last night.
If you're going to eavesdrop, you might as well come inside.
Okay.
How did he know?
You step into the council chambers. There's only one other person here. He is very put together, very clean cut looking, he looks like he has money. He's on the younger side. You'd guess maybe about your age, maybe a little bit older. Very like manicured facial hair, like artfully cut very close in terms of stubble to his cheek. And his hair is like this very rich, glossy sort of brownish blonde, sort of dirty blonde color. And he looks a little surprised when you come into the room, when Mirrodin invites you into the room.
Morning.
Miss Violet, Mr. Hovacek.
Do I recognize this man?
Good morning.
You can make a roll for it. I would say history or I don't know. What do you think? What would you want to roll?
I
feel like history makes sense.
Yeah, I was gonna say I think history is the only one that makes sense actually.
Okay.
Local isn't a roll we can make.
That is true.
Which is flat for me, but that's a 14 on the die, so 14.
Okay. I think you are able to sort of put two and two together. You have spent enough time in Calderon that you know this is Councilman Tamberley. With a 14, I think you know. With a 14, I think you know that he is kind of new money in Calderon. He doesn't have a inherited title, which is not unusual given the state of the kingdom. It's pretty uncommon actually for council members to hold any type of title or anything like that. His business is mercantile. He mostly deals in imports and exports.
Is he a Gretzky fan?
I don't think you'd know that.
For sure.
For sure. You could ask him. He looks nervous at the two of you being there. Or maybe he was already nervous. Hard for you to say. And if you let the silence go on for long enough, do you want to say something?
I was gonna say, Kelly kind of would just nod and say councilman. Then she'll kind of shift so she can look at both him and Mirrodin and be like, did something happen here last night while we were at Lamplighter Tower?
Mirrodin gestures, kind of throws his hand up in the air, crosses his arms over his chest, and says, "Go on. Tell them." And Tamberley's eyes kind of get a little bit big, and he says, "There was an unfortunate incident last night during the commotion, I suppose.
Did something happen with the people who were in the infirmary? People on the sand?
No, at least not to my knowledge, but all of us on the council, we were gathered here. And when things started happening, we gathered. And we were standing at the window, looking out, watching it unfold. And then Councilman Calderspur, he changed. He lost control. He killed two of the council.
Where's he now?
I imagine he's in his quarters. He vanished into the night after that, and he returned this morning and tendered his resignation.
I assume when he came back in the morning, he was himself.
He was, at least to all appearances. And clearly racked with guilt.
I'm gonna look back over at Mirrodin and be like, is there any chance sand can affect a ghost?
No, I don't believe so, but Multus isn't a ghost, at least not exactly. He's a quiet. And they were created. The last time somebody tried to pull the dreamer into this world.
When the head killed.
Go ahead.
I say when the head killed all those people the first time.
Well, yes, when Jotun Wilt, my ancestor, killed all those people. 999 of them to be exact.
But there are other quiet though, right?
Yes, there are 999 of them.
So did they get wacky last night too? I mean, is there a spree of quiet killings?
There's no way to know. At least not this soon.
They don't all live here still, do they?
They are people.
They could have gone to anywhere else.
They have lives, they have families. Some of them choose not to be around people at all. Multus was the only quiet in Calderon, as far as I know. As far as anyone knows. He nods to the councilman.
Well, if what happened here is isolated to just here, then maybe nothing else happened.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, definitely want to put out some feelers on that. I mean, I know you guys don't have them tied down or anything, but we've got to be able to track down a couple of the 999. Have we caught up with Moldus? I mean, I'm not saying we need to have eyes on him, but do we know anything about what's going on with him, or did he kind of just retreat?
The councilman says he wouldn't speak to me. Beyond to say that he was leaving.
And last night he just turned around and killed two people? I mean, two council members?
He changed. His face was monstrous. He had his sword with him. And seeing your expressions, Mirrodin will sort of like wave his hand and say, every quiet has a totem, an anchor, if you will, something that belonged to them in their life, that as long as they hold it, it keeps them sane, it keeps them from giving in to the hunger that fills them.
Did he use it to kill the council members?
No, he reached through them.
So not Moldus. So for Mirrodin, what happened here? I mean, what is your hypothesis on what's going on from like a magic perspective?
Well, you were the ones out last night. He looks pointedly at your arm. Did you see anything?
A woman made of worms descended from Lamplighter Tower after we fought people who had other horrific creatures crawl out of their bodies, and she said that they were her children, that she'd created them, she would create more. And Kelly kind of like, she doesn't say Nuada because she doesn't want to freak the councilman out, but she kind of like looking at Mirrodin, gestures to Wayne's arm and says, he mentioned that she had the taint or the taste of the dreamer. on her, and then I electrocuted her out of existence. After that, everything seemed to get quiet once she was gone. I think she was probably whoever was bringing the sand into the city. I didn't recognize her before she ripped her entire face off and revealed that her body was made of worms. That's what happened out there.
She was a herald.
Herald of what?
The dreamer.
Say, buddy.
She was laying the groundwork, I suppose you could say. Beginning the corruption. And something in Maldus responded to that.
So what do we do about Moldus? I mean, do we have to contain that situation going forward? He'd be a pretty powerful knight from the Dreamer side.
I think that was the point of why he was made in the first place.
He was made to be a sacrifice.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't believe that he could be a sacrifice again, but there are theories. There always have been. Jotun Wilt needed 1,000 souls to awaken the dreamer and bring him into this world. And he got 999 before the fairest stopped him. Years later, the Quiet showed up in the Deadwoods up north. Ghosts, hundreds of them, just lost souls wandering, hungry, devouring anything that came across their path. They were drawn to anchor points, things they held in life, things that meant something to them. Most of them were in the possession of family members, descendants, and they sought them out. They couldn't stop themselves. They were called to them, and when they held them, their minds returned to them, their clarity. And there has been a theory, impossible to prove, that Jotun's ritual wasn't stopped. It was paused.
But if that was true, he wouldn't have needed to go through all that trouble to build that thing that was inside of the tower in Barrow. He would have just needed to kill one more person.
You would think. You would think. It can't be any soul. It can't be any kill. My guess, for whatever reason, he couldn't leave Barrow. And the quiet wouldn't come to him. Perhaps they would only respond to the call of a herald.
So if Moldus was made to be a sacrifice, what is it take to be made to be a sacrifice? Like, what kind of... Yeah.
Your guess is as good as mine. I'm no expert in the dark dealings of the dreamers. It's my family's greatest shame. We don't speak of it. Even in all my years of studying at the Academium, it was impossible to find any information about it.
And you don't have like any like forbidden family text that's like locked away in like, you know, like a crypt somewhere where, you know, like normally would be passed down, but you're like, you know, better than that, so you decided not to read it, but it's still around floating.
Councilman, maybe you should go.
I think you should leave.
Perhaps I should. Yes. And he pauses and looks at Mirrodin and says, I hope you'll think about my offer. And then leaves. And Mirrodin shakes his head as he goes.
You going into politics, buddy?
Not if I can help it.
What's really the recourse if you don't?
There are open spots on the council.
I always thought about running for mayor.
Well, this isn't that.
So yeah, anyway, back to it.
Yeah.
The problem is there isn't any information to be found. We don't know enough.
Have you spoken to him?
To Moldus.
Yes.
And I'm not... I'm told that I make people uneasy.
I mean, it's true, but...
I don't know why they'd say that.
You're also, from what I can tell, trusted. I mean, you are the person he asked to slit his throat. That has to count for something.
Does it? And he looks at you. Or did he just know that I would do it?
He trusted that you would do it.
I'd say a little bit of both.
There's plenty of people who will just stab someone if they ask. I'm perfectly aware of that. He asked you.
But he trusted you to do it at the right time.
Mirrodin has a pretty good poker face. Why do you make insight checks?
Ooh, okay. My insight, I think, is -1. That's 19 minus 1 is an 18.
That's pretty good.
Better than me. I got a 15.
Okay. I'm going to say you both... Mirrodin's got a pretty good poker face, but you both can tell that he is uncomfortable with the thought of going and talking to Moldus right now. And he will say, I think that I should begin seeing if I can unravel what it is that happened here and what it is they could be trying to do.
Yeah, I suppose that'll be good. Yeah, well, as wyverns, and I'll like gesture at Wayne. I think we can go speak to him. We'll need to. If he left as councilman, we have to know if he's leaving that too.
I think that would be best.
Oh, but I did want to also kind of run over with you. So last night, I got this cool arm, right? Pretty sweet.
Don't call it
Nuada gave it to me on his way out the door. He was saying that he was being called by his siblings.
That's right. That's right. He said he had to go back to Ilsis to get ready to fight the Dreamer.
Yes, they would be circling the wagons. There's a reason the Ferris stopped Jotun's ritual. The Dreamer was the only thing They feared. Until me.
Do they fear you, or are they just really annoyed? Not to be disrespectful in that question, but just...
I was just gonna let that one slide.
I just...
Maybe not at first.
Well, we'll get out of your hair, let you think about your campaign speech, whatever that's gonna sound like. I'm gonna go see what Moldus is up to.
Let me know if you need any pointers.
Yeah.
Turns to walk out the door.
It's not an ideal position, I'm sure. But it's also not the kind of thing I think is safe to leave a vacuum of power. Doesn't have to be a lifelong appointment. Just maybe long enough to prevent this city from collapsing in on itself like an horrible little capitalistic Ouroboros.
This may sound like a strange question. Were they important? Like, I know everybody has their own, roles along the council, but were they, like, important, or were they just, like, the closest people to them?
I couldn't tell you their names.
That's fair.
We'll cross that bridge when we come to it. There are much more pressing issues at the moment than open seats on the council.
That's fair. Well, let's go talk to our old friend Moldus.
Yep, let's go see what Moldus is up to. We're just gonna buddy cop scoot on out of the council chamber.
Moonwalk on my way on out of there.
You leave Mirrodin Wilt standing alone in the council chamber, and you go just a little ways away. Moldus's personal chambers are very close to the council chambers, and so you step out and make your way over to his quarters. You have been here, I think, only once before. You have been here before. The door is closed.
Gonna give it a respectful knock. I think Kelly will also announce who it is standing out here, because so she'll knock and she will say, Moldus, it's Kelly and Wayne.
You don't receive a reply, but you can feel something on the other side. You can feel a presence. Sort of the same way that, like, your hair stands on end when a storm is brewing.
Can I use Divine Sense?
Yes, and you would be able to.
Fiend, undead.
Yeah, you'd be able to tell that Moldus is beyond the door.
Well, he's in there. Makes sense that he doesn't really want to talk to us. May not want to talk to anybody right now. Wait. This is MVP to Moldus Calderspur. Moldus Calderspur, we're outside your door. If you want to talk, we're here. If not, we'll go. Gonna go ahead and we're out here. Gonna leave the line open for a couple minutes here. If I don't hear from you, we'll go.
Kelly's just like staring.
And the tall, broad-shouldered, spectral form of Moldus Calderspur is on the other side. And he looks old. He has never been young, as far as you've known him, and if the stories are true, he hasn't been young in nearly, 1,000 years. But he looks old now. He looks tired. He He looks defeated.
Good morning.
I hope you've not come to try to talk me out of it.
No, I feel like that decision's final. But I'd say we're moving toward dangerous waters here, so it's best to know, where the winds are heading. So things were going on last night with you and us, and I want to kind of try and figure stuff out.
We had some interesting interactions with people on the streets, and we heard what happened here, and your choice to leave is your choice. But
do you know anything about Harold?
Well, not even that. How do you feel now?
Yeah, that too.
Are you
I feel like myself now. Now that it's over, I suppose. You stopped it, whatever it was.
The Herald? And I gesture back to Wayne.
Yep.
He will move out of the doorway, back into his room, leave the door open, so you can follow him in if you want to.
I think yes, and then we'll shut the door behind us to give him his privacy.
To be a quiet, it comes with a hunger. Unceasing, it's constant. When you're dead, you crave life. I spent so many years lost, wandering, just hungry. Before I felt it calling to me. He touches, almost like a unconscious habit, touches the pommel of the sword on his back. And when I touched it, everything came back to me, everything about who I was, what had happened, what I had done. But I've never felt what I felt last night. It wasn't hunger. It was something else. Like I was being controlled. Like it wasn't me.
Do you know where you went after?
Came back to my senses. In the woods. North of the city.
Do you have any other connection with the Quiet?
I've met quite a few over the years. I made it a point to for a while, but we are best apart from each other.
We don't know if what happened to you is limited to the city, or if it affected the others.
Yeah, because there's the potential for there to be 999 other cases of murders that just happened out of the blue. Then maybe you all went to the same place.
There are a long list of questions to be answered. And I can see what I can find on my journey back north. But I can't stay here.
Understandable.
Mm-hmm.
I know you've tendered your resignation to the council, but what of us who are your wyverns?
There are no wyverns.
Mm.
Not anymore. Or there can be, if you want to keep using the name. That's up to you.
I'd like to, as long as we can help you.
Mm-hmm.
The thing about living and dying and living and dying over and over and over again for 1,000 years is that you learn. Nothing stays the same. One day, maybe I'll return. Maybe. The safest thing that I can do right now, and I imagine what many of the others are doing as well, is go back to where we came from.
Well, if you get any information, shoot us on our badges. Let us know.
I will.
And there's an inn not too far from the city, the wayside, where they will take care of you if you stop.
And usually I just call out Moldis. Do you want like a code name or something? I'm MVP. So we
Go
got
on, tell them the
QB as
other ones.
well.
Go on,
Got
tell them
Baby
the rest.
Bird. Kelly and Hunter, they're still working on theirs, I guess. They're kind of delayed on their homework on that one. MC? Or is it MK?
He, his shoulders drop a little bit more, and he throws his arms around the two of you and pulls you in. He feels solid, but he doesn't feel alive. There's no warmth or anything like that, but he holds you, squeezes you, and says, and it sounds like he would be crying if he could. Don't give up. You're here for a reason. And I've spoken to Mirden, and I know what he says, but I know deep down you're here for a reason. Look after each other.
We will. And we'll look
out
after
for yourself.
Yeah, I was gonna say. And we'll look out for Ryan too, as much as he'll let us.
Please. He's more important than you know. I have a few more matters to attend to before I take my leave, but...
Yeah. Let us know if you need anything before you go.
I have lived 100 lifetimes. And we have only known each other for the blink of an eye. And but it has been an honor.
Thank you.
Thank you.
He will turn away.
Gonna sling my arm over Wayne's shoulders. Oh, this is fucked up. Let's go.
You leave Moldus's quarters and make your way past the council chambers. The doors are open, now wide open. You can see the chamber is empty. Beyond. Where would you like to go?
We should probably go give them the news, but do you think they haven't dealt with themselves, have they?
They never will. Hey, this is MVP to Baby Bird. Baby Bird, we have news. We're ready to meet up. Are you guys still kind of dancing around, or are you guys ready to...
Yeah. Also, there's someone here. That's to MVP.
So do I know him? Or does he know us? Or... Is he waiting? Is he waiting to say on a cliffhanger until all four of us get there?
Hunter, where are you?
He's a lamplighter.
I'm with Max.
Is he Alec McMorrow?
Physically where?
It's not.
We're
It's not?
outside.
There's like a
On the
lot of
front
crosstalk
steps.
going
On the
Wait,
front
what did you
steps.
say?
on. No, that was Kelly.
I'm
Hold
just
on a minute.
I'm just gonna. They're on the front steps. Let's go.
We're on the
We're coming
steps.
to
Did
the-
you hear?
We're coming to the front steps. We're on our way.
That's where we are.
Yeah, I know that's where you are. That's why
That's
we're going there.
Because I told you that's where we are.
No, not because you told me. It just kind of
How
goes
else
on
would
like
you
that
know?
while we're walking down.
Hey Ryan, just so you know, Maldus is leaving the city. He quit.
You don't hear
Is
anything
Kelly
back
talking
from
to
Ryan.
Ryan?
Matt's
Kelly
checking through
doesn't
the call
talk-
logs.
I was gonna say, Kelly doesn't talk to Ryan. Kelly has just periodically gives Ryan updates and then just goes about. She just like drops things off in his pager and leaves.
Mm. We run down the stairs.
Yeah.
Come on down.
Incredible.
Wayne's like, Kelly, I'll race you. And starts running. And I imagine
She's like,
Kelly
"Why are we
probably
running?"
doesn't.
Amazing.
I mean, she
You run.
follows him. She's not going to try to beat him.
Obviously.
Wayne slows down.
You reach the front doors of the keep and you step out onto the landing. You see Max and Hunter sitting there. You see the young lamplighter standing in front of them. He's kind of... his hands are shaking in front of him. And he is mid-sentence. When you get there, you hear him say, It weren't like anything I'd ever seen. He was like a like some kind of monster. And Luminary Mick Morrow, he tried to stop him. He tried.
Last night?
He nods.
Tried to stop who?
Prisoner.
Which prisoner?
The one we took from Peregrine House, the one you spoke to.
Hunter gives Max a very pointed look.
Max isn't looking at him.
Is he alive? He's alive. You're
Wayne.
gonna tell me right now that he is still alive.
Oh, Wayne. They burn people here, don't they? Have they done it yet? Can we see him?
He's not the only one. There's there'll be a candle mass for the fallen.
Well, we'll come see them all.
Did he escape?
He looks helpless and scared and young. He says, we couldn't stop him.
No one's blaming
Where?
you. No one is blaming you. We know you did everything you could.
Where did he go?
I don't know.
He just walked out? You
Max,
try to track him?
Max, we didn't see him leave either.
Yeah, but we were busy.
So were they.
They were trying to survive, Max.
Sorry. Yeah.
I'm so sorry. I came here because he spoke of you often, and he reaches into his pocket and he pulls out a very simple blue candle with a yellow starburst on it. And he holds it out to you, Max. And he says, I was hoping that at the Candlemas, you might carry his light until it goes out.
Max just hands it over to Hunter and says, "It can't be me."
Well,
anyone else?
We'll all hold it for a little while.
When is it happening?
A few days hence. They need time to gather the fallen, all of them.
Do they need help?
We can help.
What's your name?
Martin.
And Max puts a hand on his shoulder and says, "I'm so sorry. This is, like Kelly said, and Hunter said, it's not your fault. It's hard watching people die."
Thank you for bringing us this news. Having to carry that must have been so hard for you.
You told me everything. And there's a slow roll of thunder as the sky has begun to darken, and you feel the first drops of rain start to fall. Martin reaches up and pulls the hood of his coat up and looks back over his shoulder and says, "I'd best be getting back. There's more work."
We'll be along shortly to help.
It starts to rain harder. All of a sudden, the sky opens up, and it's a deluge of water falling from the sky, the kind that drenches you instantly and obscures your vision, makes it hard to see. And as you look, Martin turns and starts walking down the steps. And through the rain, you see him as he gets farther and farther away from you. It gets blurry and then disappears entirely. Everything around you kind of vanishes, and it's just the four of you on the steps. surrounded by water.
Max.
Aldous Caldesper killed 2 men last night and resigned.
I was visited by Simon in my dream.
Would you like to tell them the rest, Max? Or should I?
Oh!
Max said no.
Oh, fuck! The timing.
Oh, holy shit. All right.
Incredible.
What? The internet really said dramatic timing.
That's it. You're cut off. I was going to say that Max just kind of like grabs everyone and just like pulls everyone into like a big, not even a hug. It's almost like a weird huddle hug.
Team moment, huddle up.
Team moment, huddle up.
I think on that image of the 4 of you huddled around each other, getting completely drenched as the rain falls over a city that is just a little bit darker than it was. We're going to end it right there. Till next time.
But what if we kept going? Thought.
Haven't you had enough?
Never.
Max, every session. Haven't you?
Yeah.
Listen, if we can bully JD.
I've just given up control at this point.
It's 11 o'clock on a Tuesday.
It's 11 o'clock on a Tuesday.
And as much as I genuinely want to continue.
Yeah, I'm
with
with you.
I have a meeting with Germany in the morning.
Yeah.
Lovely.
No, that is very fair.
Not all of Germany.
All of
just
Germany?
Just
most
I
Germany.
have a container dispensation meeting tomorrow, which is shipping.
Mr. Germany.
Okay.
John P.
Mr.
Germany is gonna be on.
I gotta talk about stuff shipping on boats and stuff shipping on airplanes and stuff shipping by a river barge because that's cheaper than moving things by truck in Europe. Did you know?
Fair. That makes sense. A lot of rivers.
It's the reason why you're on the call with Germany. I'm not.
Exactly.
No, I'm on the call with Germany.
On the horn.
I'm on the call with Germany because for some ungodly reason, Germany thinks I have something to do with shipping. Because when they made me in charge of South America, they made my job title export specialist.
All of South America?
John P. South America.
Get John P. South America on the phone.
I handled all of the South America clients for 3.5 years, and the clients in South Africa.
I did
all of them.
Get John P. South Africa on the phone here.
Nice.
What is? All right. I think we've done this long enough. I think we're gonna call it there and get some rest. So we didn't do introductions at the beginning.
No, we didn't.
No, but I think it's only Steph still
halfway
here.
through. That's fine. We can probably do them. Maybe we should just call it. Just call it. No, let's do it.
Mysteries cast.
Let's do it. We'll just do it real quick and get out of here. JD, that's you.
God, Will, I am so tired.
Just list all the things that you're doing.
This is apparently the week to emotionally wreck me, which is boding really well for Sunday's episode. Yeah, so I'll be back here tomorrow night to get tortured in Founders Day. That'll be a good time. I'm off Thursday. We are all happy about that. I'll be running a season of Secrets and Shadows with 2 of the people at this table on Friday. And then I will be back for Academy H on Sunday. And that is all I will list for now, because I feel like if I continue, we're going to see a variation of what happened the last time I did this as I decompensate.
Extremely fair. Raph?
Hello. Okay, tomorrow I will also be back for Founders Day finale. We'll see what happens to Charlie. They're doing fine. And then and then Friday I will be back for the finale, second finale of Table 1 of A Season of Secrets and Shadows. Let's go do some regicide. And then woo. And then next week I will be back on Thursday for Redacted, which is
you won't be, because we are
right,
off that Thursday.
We're off that week. Well, let's pretend that it's 3 weeks from now and I'll be back for Redacted on that Thursday. And things are getting spicy, so we'll see how things go. And then yes, that's it.
That's it. Julia.
Hey. Hi. Hello. I'm Julia. I was Kelly Violet. We're all going through it. I will be back on Sunday to be Lyra Kroll, who is going through it even worse. Just categorically, even when things are going well for Lyra, she's still going through it.
Can you really say that you're going through it when we've got Kaz in that game, though?
I mean,
it's just
everything's fine. Everything's fine.
First off, Lyra doesn't know about that yet, and second off, when she does know about it, she's going to make it her problem. So,
Classic Lyra.
Classic Lyra.
I love a good Lyra.
Corey.
Hey, it's me, your boy Corey Pugius at Scoochie. Coming up, you can catch me on Class Reunion in 2 weeks, and then other than that, Class Reunion in 4 weeks. Following that, Class Reunion in 6 weeks, 8 weeks, 10 weeks, 12 weeks.
Forever,
because this game's never going to end.
We're not letting it end.
Family until we die.
Family until we die. New merch.
Honestly.
Extremely good. Extremely good and cool. Thank you, Corey. Will. I've been Will. I will continue to be Will, I guess. I run this game. I do a bunch of other stuff. I, one of the storytellers and the organizers here. I will be running Academy H on Sunday, but before that, I will be here for Founders Day tomorrow night to almost certainly die, at the very least lose my mind. I think I have like 3 resolve points left.
I'm so sorry.
That's fine.
Excellent.
It's fine. I deserve it.
Thursday.
Nothing Thursday. We'll be back Friday playing Abigail Donatelli, who, oh boy. Oh boy.
Oh boy.
Had a big week this last week. We'll see how that shakes out. So that'll be great. Come back Friday night at 8 p.m. for Season of Secrets and Shadows, Table 1. I'm not anywhere else. Academy H on Sunday. And that is all that's going on right now. Stream Academy H on your podcast platform of choice. Stream Cryptic Community College on your podcast platform of choice. That's our Monster of the Week podcast. Season 1 is out and complete. Season 2 is going to start recording in August. So you can get on that and get it on the ground floor.
So excited.
Got a lot of other cool stuff coming up. I don't think any of it is ready to be announced yet. But if you want to, I'll be normal sized. If you want to, you can follow us on social media. That's where you can get updates about all the things that we have going on. Or you can join the Discord, which is a great place full of great people. And we keep everybody up to date about what's going on. And it's also just a nice place full of nice people. Sometimes it gets very unhinged. Mostly
sometimes we lick horses.
We don't.
Sometimes we lick
that.
horses.
We don't do that, but
sometimes we lick bones.
That's true. It's unhinged. I think it's a pretty normal thing to do. Most
I want to be very
horses.
clear. You shouldn't lick horses.
You can lick
really
horses.
should not lick bones.
Stop
you
me.
can lick your bones.
Try to stop me.
The porous nature and the bacteria alone should discourage you from doing it, but Nobody.
All horses,
Messages in the
some
chat.
bones.
If you happen to be subscribed, you can copy paste the first one. If not, you can grab the second one with the little raccoons there. Who are we gonna do what to? We're gonna raid Manapod Studios. Let's do Manapod Studios.
Incredible.
Copy paste the first one if you haven't been subscribed. If not, grab the second one. But other than that, we're gonna say goodnight. Say goodnight, everybody.
Good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody.
Good
Good night,
night.
everybody.